Hey, it's Benji Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of the syndicated talk show, People of Distinction. The talk that gives you an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, alcoleenterprises.com for more info. Email me directly through Benji at alcoleenterprises.com if you'd like to get involved with what we have going. And as always, please continue to like and follow our broadcast. People of Distinction is an internationally syndicated show solely due to the love and support that you all continue to show. We're available across all major podcast distributors, and like I mentioned, people, if you keep following, we're going to continue to put out the content. Now sit back and strap in because we are delighted to showcase this next guest on our network. And on the line with us today, we have the impressive Jean Lagacé. Now we're going to be discussing his incredible novel, The Manuscript. It's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, it's a lot of other places, man, but check out his personal website, authorjeanlagacé.com. There, gather more information on him, on this book, hyperlinks set up to take you to the purchasing pages, and I'm telling you, it's a one-stop shop. Again, that's authorjeanlagacé.com. And people, listen, it is an absolute pleasure to have Jean here on the line. Man, listen, every author fears the blank page, right? But what happens when your masterpiece isn't stolen from your desk? It's actually stolen from your grave. Okay, well, listen, today's guest, man, he has written a novel where literary theft is just the opening pitch, and a witch's curse is the closing argument. The Manuscript is a book that asks a provocative question. If a story changes the world, does it really matter who gets the credit? Okay, now, myself, as an artist, I have a very particular perspective on that answer, but it isn't about me. Today, we're about to unravel a tale of magic, of murder, and the ultimate publishing crime. Sit back and buckle up, man. I'm gonna enjoy this one. Jean, first and foremost, welcome to the network and thank you for being a guest, man. How you doing today, sir?
Very fine.
Beautiful.
And thank you for having me.
Well, we're looking forward to this discussion. Okay, I think your novel is incredibly unique, yet relatable at the same time, right? So it's a really interesting dichotomy that you've established here. Jean, let's jump right in, man. I don't want to wait off any longer. First and foremost, why did you even become a writer, man? Tell us a little bit more about yourself, your background, and where the love for writing even comes from.
Well, okay. First, I was a lawyer 40 years. So, to me, lawyers are writer and author because, they write all the time. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I did write a lot, and it's always a story because you have a client, he tells you a story, and you have to put that back on paper, and you are narrating their story, so it looks good when you go in front of a judge. So that's the first point. The second point is that when I was a small child, I like to write little story or whatever, and I did that up to the time I went to the university. I was just doing that for the fun of it, and because I like that. That's about it. And after that, I became a lawyer. It was a good thing because being a writer, you will not make money at all. You will not be even able to live on that. So I chose to, I was smart at that time, I chose to go into law and didn't make that bad in that profession. So, and after that, I still, were writing a bit, when I was a lawyer, mm-hmm. and when I retreat, so I did did it more seriously. You will maybe ask yourself why I did it in English. This is a very good question because I didn't speak the language up to when I was 25. And then I realized that I was living in America. There was only 8 million people speaking French, while around me there was 400,000 million that speak English. And and I was just the book I was reading the most was English book, big author of the 1960s, 70s. They were all in translated in French, and I told myself, listen, I like the American movie, I like the American author, I decided right there to stop reading anything in French, and everything I would read for the next few years or decades had to be in English. So I started, was difficult. I had a dictionary with me all the time, and after a few years, I realized that I was able to do it easily, and when I decided to write in English, it was a great surprise of mine because I was part of a writing workshop in Florida where my wife and I had a condo. And when I was in that writer's workshop, to start writing story in English because everybody did it in English at that time. And I was very surprised to realize that I was able to do it. I never had done this very much before, and because in Quebec, the kind of lawyer me and my partner were, all the clientele, how do you say that? The clients were French, and so you didn't have to use English. So now when I was 65, I realized that by reading in English, I had acquired a good vocabulary, and I knew all the grammar and everything. And it's much more easier to write in a language than to speak the language. So it was a surprise to me, and that's it. I like to do it for fun and distraction, and to me it was kind of easy. I don't know. The idea were there, and that's it. That's about it. So I write 2 books in French and 1 in English. And this is the manuscript, which is pretty long, and I'm very happy to have read it because write that 7 or 8 years ago, and just for fun, I'm reading it right now, and I can't believe that I write that. I don't remember really all the story, and I'm surprised myself. Is it possible that's me who wrote this thing? Because to me, it's a good book. It's a fun story, and I'm very proud to have realized. I don't know how I did it, but obviously I did it, and that's about it. I'm very happy with that book.
Jean, thank you very much for that, man. Listen, you talked a moment ago about this book's creation and the journey that you took. Okay, well, now let's learn a little bit more about the book itself. Give us a brief synopsis of your novel, The Manuscript.
Okay. First, important thing is the music. So I was listening to the song Piensa en mí, very good song by Luz Cabal, or Casal. And after that, I was listening to a lot of bouzouki music, Greek bouzouki music. And it didn't give me the inspiration. It gave me I wanted to write, and it started me. And then I imagine the story, the baseball story, which is in the book. But anyway, the book, the manuscript is the story of Dr. Zilgard, who wrote the manuscript. He's an old doctor, and he was doing it like I did, for the fun of it, I guess. And and he was a drunk. So once he was doing some kind of surgery on a woman who was. How do we say that? Giving birth, and he was drunk at that time. The woman died, and the baby died too. And the mother of the girl was a witch, and so she cast a spell on Dr. Zilgard, saying when he would die and what hour and everything. So, and it happens exactly like she had said. And after that, she told everybody that she was the one responsible for that. So. A district attorney decide to sue her, which doesn't make sense. But anyway, it's part of the story. You know, the story is in the South, and where everybody is very religious. And anyway, so he says if God can make miracle, the devil can do the same. And this witch is a devil, and she admit killing Dr. Zilgard, and she has to be persecuted, and she is, and found guilty and condemned to the death penalty. Okay, that's part of the story. The second part is Dr. Zilgard. The agent who was charged to sell the Dr. Zilgard house, since he was dead, discovered in the house a lot of pages with type word on it. He doesn't know very much what it is, so he sent that to his lawyer, asking him, look at that. If you think it's good, you know, you do with it whatever you want. It will go to the succession. If you don't believe it's you know, tell me about that. So the lawyer sent that to one of his clients, which is a publisher, and which name is Peter Arthritis, and Arthritis, who run a publishing house, find the novel so good that he decided to steal it, so and publish it under his own name, and then. He will be catched in the end by a girl, Irma, which is recognize herself in the book and her mother and a lot of people, and realize that it's impossible that Alcatis wrote this thing, and she decided to confront him on the TV. What is it? Anyway, a late night talk show, and where she is invited, and when confronted, Arthritis, is very, he get out of there, in a very poor condition, and in the end kill himself. So it's about that. It's a story, but there's a lot more in it than what I'm just saying now.
Okay, people, again, you gotta purchase your copies, man. All right, the novel is entitled The Manuscript. It's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble. Most importantly, it's his personal website, authorjeanlagacé.com. Head on over there, purchase your copies today, man. Get lost in this amazing book. My follow-up question, Jean, that I want to go into now, man, like, we know about your origin story. We now know even a little bit about the book. Well, I'm curious to know what inspired you to write it. I mean, like, listen, man, your background is in law, as you mentioned. Okay, well, was there any particular case maybe that maybe influenced this story and acted as a precipice for it? What inspired it?
But the part of the witch being found guilty, there's a lot of page over that. And what I wanted to do was, laugh a bit about people who ultra-religious people who will believe anything. And Ollie Devat has some. He would like to be some chief district attorney, have some promotion by doing something exceptional, and he thinks that this will help him to be promoted and maybe be a governor and whatever. So he he's doing this, and to me, it was but fun, to write that. And there's a lot of law business into that part, and. And the other thing, okay, first I wrote Fate, the Magic Bat story, and then I imagined that the Magic Bat story, written by Dr. Zilgard, would be stolen by a publisher. And, just like that, if the manuscript is stolen, what will happen? It was kind of easy, it came easily because everything, Dr. Zilgard died. Now imagine the witches, and then after that, the agent finding the manuscript and sending it to, it's very easy to figure out. So the lawyer send that to the lawyer. I imagine it's me. So what I would do with that, I would send that to some publisher that I know, expecting him to tell me if it's good or not. Obviously, I would anticipate that it was no good. And when the publisher told me exactly that it wasn't worth publishing, he returned the thing, which was not exactly the same thing. He sent another story of his, anticipating that it would not be read, and effectively it was not buried. So and the lawyer put that in his file, that he will never look again. So and after that, it was easy. He's getting catch in the end. Maybe the original thing is the way he was catch. The girl finding herself in the book because Dr. Zilgard was somebody who was living very near her, and he knew her family, herself, her friend, her house, the disposition of her house, and all these information find itself in the book because Zilgard used this details, to make a story. And Elba realized that all these details, Alpetus could not know about them, and then she decided to confront him on TV. And at that time, obviously, Peter Alpetus is, very upset, and he leaves the studio, and blah blah blah. That's it. And so what inspired me? I think I told you, about the song, the music, and the Greek, making that a Greek, and inventing Spiros and Peter, and the opposition between these two characters. And when you start, it all come easy. To me, it was anyway.
Well, I mean, listen. From a momentum standpoint, I get it. It comes easy to you because once that inspiration hits, once that passion hits, it just kind of, you're a freight train, and that momentum is carrying you through. Easy for you. I don't think it'd be as easy for me, Jean. Okay, I was never gifted with that artistry, so I'm gonna say easy for you. Well, listen, as we start to close out, my last couple of questions here for you. Two-part question with this next one, but Jean, who would you say is your intended reader with the book? And what is the message, man? What do you want them taking with them after they complete it?
I'm not much into philosophy, to me, and that's a difficult question to answer, because to me, what I want to do, and that's the kind of book that I like to read myself, it's a good story, a story that finish in the good way, not the easy way, when an author builds a suspense and after that finish it because he doesn't know how to finish it and take the easy way, which is always disappointing. So I wanted I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have a story that would interest somebody from page 1 up to the last page. The kind of book I like to read, and they are difficult to find. That kind of book. But anyway, but they're great author, and so I knew what kind of book I wanted to write. So to me, the most important thing is a book is the story, not exactly the writing, the beautiful writing and all this, the poetic writing doesn't mean nothing. I don't care for that. I have to make it in good English, but I don't want to, have people, to read my thing just because it's so well written and everything. What is important is the story. You have to have a story if you want to read story, and if you want to write story. It's the important thing to me. As far as there's maybe a bit of religion in my. Well, I'm not very religious, but between faith and belief, the difference between faith in something that doesn't exist and everything, and belief, like believing that the Rays will beat the Phillies in the next baseball game. So there's a bit of that in the novel, and. But after that, just a story. You don't think to find too much of secret meaning of whatever, or if there's a secret meaning, you will have to tell me about, because I don't know.
Perfect. Well, listen, Jean, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily a secret meaning, but I do think that there is an interesting, there's an interesting thing to explore here. Where we currently are in society. I mentioned it to you previously in terms of with the advancement of AI. And then when we talk about what creative ownership looks like, it's interesting, man. Like, I think there are some aspects here, not directly tied to your book, but can be discovered when, reading in between the lines. And we'll leave that for future discussions, but it's there. And I love that you approached it right now that we have this conversation to build off of. My final question here for you, Jean. What was a highlight for you, man? Throughout this writing process, what would you say was a highlight or something that surprised you that maybe you weren't anticipating before you began?
I used to say writing is easy, being read isn't. And so the most important thing to me, I don't care for money. I would like to let people read my novel free, as long as I know they did like it, and maybe tell me about that. So that's the most important thing to me, being read, and. That's what a writer should like the most, because it's quite impossible to write bestseller. I'm sure I'm no Grisham or Connolly, and these guys probably start just like me, but they were lucky enough to interest traditional publisher, and their first book they were lucky, because they had talent, and they sold the book, and after that, but it's very difficult. It's one chance in a million, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, even what I'm doing right now, I hope, there's nothing much I can do, but hope that it will work out. But if I find myself 2,000 or 3,000 reader, I will be happy, if it's more, well, thank you. I will say thank you to God, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, that's what. And the other thing is, you're asking me what was the something like what was nice about this book, is the fact that I'm reading it right now, and find it a very good story. It's like I didn't had written it, and written some book by other, and like all the book I read, and very surprised to find it so good, I think. And it's not really, all lawyers say, all writer will say that their book is fantastic, and every of his friend and family will say exactly the same. But these opinions are not worth nothing, because a friend will not tell you in your face that he didn't like the book. Obviously he will say he liked it, even if he didn't read it or like it or whatever. So what is important for me is to get a review by somebody who doesn't know me, who read the book like anybody who's reading book, and like it, tell me he likes it. And so this I give a very good to me, it's very important, that kind of review. And I got some, and I would imagine I would like to have some more. That's it.
Well, listen, Jean, I already know, man, there's going to be a lot of people that gravitate towards this because it's such a great novel. Very entertaining. I'm reading in between the lines and finding things that are there, and I know a lot of people are going to gravitate towards it as well. People, listen, one last time, man, you know where you got to go. It's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, but remember his personal website, authorjeanlagacé.com. Head on over there, purchase your copies of the Manuscript today. Check out the other books that he has written. Check back in frequently because I'm hoping Jean has a lot more in store, has a lot more on the horizon. And you're going to want to check back in frequently so you can get it the moment that they become available. Again, fingers crossed, hopefully there's more coming on the horizon, man. But listen, it starts with the Manuscript. This is the book you're going to want to pick up, and I promise you, you're not going to want to put it down once you do. Jean, this has been an absolute pleasure. Such a delight, man, and a riveting conversation. Keep up the fantastic work, and once again, thank you for being a guest on People of Distinction.
Thank you very much.